You're not alone. If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day, or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help. Hello and welcome to this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. I'm your host, Graeme Forsyth. Tonight's episode is presented by TOVI Hockey, Caisse Financial Group, Super 8, and Red River College. In tonight's episode, I'll be joined by Macklin Celebrini, number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Academy, and he's a first-year player with Shattuck this year in the 14U AAA division. He's put up 88 points in 33 games played this year. He spent his last season with the San Jose Junior Sharks, where he played as an underage player in the 14U AAA division, where he put up 94 points in 54 games. I'm going to have a chance to ask Macklin about what the last two seasons have been like, what it was like moving away from his hometown of Vancouver, British Columbia, to continue playing hockey, and we're also going to dive into his time with the North Shore Winter Club, where he spent playing there for his entire life until moving to the States. And Macklin is a highly touted prospect in this year's WHL Bantam Draft for 2021, and he's expected to go second overall by many scouts in that draft. It's going to be exciting talking to a player of this caliber tonight, and we're also going to dive into some fun facts about who Macklin Celebrini is, and most notably, what his favorite hockey memory is. You want to find out what Macklin's favorite hockey memory is? Then stick around to find out on this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions with number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy, Macklin Celebrini. Wow! Here on the Prospect Show with number 17 of the Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy 14U AAA team, Macklin Celebrini. And Macklin is joining me after he just got out of class. I'm sure that he's ready to go for this interview, hopefully. But Macklin, how are you doing today, buddy? How was class, first off?
It was good. Just working on an essay. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, working on the essay. Is there like an exam you got coming up or something?
Yeah, a couple exams next week.
Nice. Well, how's it been this year, just transitioning from playing with the San Jose Junior Sharks, the team you played on last year, to joining the school where you're, playing at a high level of hockey again, but also dealing with like the school aspect of things?
Yeah, it's a little different. Like last year, I did a little bit of homeschool, and then it was also a different team, different development. And this year it's more structured, and the development's different. To be honest, it's not better word, but it's different.
Yeah, and have you enjoyed that transition from the homeschooling to just having more structure in your day-to-day life?
Yeah. Again, it's different, but yeah, I've enjoyed having structure and a structured day every day.
Nice. And why did you decide to make the switch from playing with San Jose Junior Sharks to now playing with Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy?
The San Jose Junior Sharks, I enjoyed my time there. It was a lot of fun, but I felt like I needed to go somewhere else to achieve my goals and work towards my dreams.
And what are the goals for Macklin Celebrini? Because you've already put up 94 points last year in 54 games and 14U AAA, and now this year you're having a monstrous season with 88 points in 33 games. But what are you looking to achieve going forward here in your hockey career?
Just obviously the ultimate goal is to work towards the NHL,
Yeah.
but along the way, I just had little dreams and goals to accomplish.
And I mean, you got the talent. I think down the road, there's a very good chance you could be up for uh, up for a chance to be drafted into the NHL. But the WHL draft is coming up this December. Is that a plan for you to go that route of playing in the WHL, or are you thinking more of going to maybe playing in college?
To be honest, I haven't really made my decision yet. Keeping both options open, not really deciding anything too quick.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if I heard you correctly, you said that one of your goals is to play in the World Juniors one day.
Yeah, that's definitely a goal.
Yeah, and I know every Canadian hockey player growing up is always has that dream of playing in the World Juniors, wearing the maple leaf, representing their country in that tournament. Just have you always watched the World Juniors, or has it been something that you've kind of really picked up along the way and started watching it?
No, I've kind of watched it every year. It's kind of a cool time of year with Christmas. It's a great time of year.
Yeah, and I'd say it's the best time of the year for a hockey fan for sure. I know that the boys couldn't get it done this year, losing in the finals to the U.S. But
Yeah.
is there a favorite World Junior moment for you growing up that you've seen?
Um, Probably last year when they won it. That was pretty cool against the Russians. How they came back. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, we went out, beat those pesky Russians, and man, what a stacked team that was. We had Lafreniere, just so many great players that I can't think of off the top of my head. But it was a great team for sure, and we had a great team this year too. But unfortunately, we couldn't get it done. So we're going to move into just some fun facts about who you are, Macklin. Just talk about your favorite NHL team, favorite NHL players, stuff like that. So starting off with it, who is your favorite NHL team?
My favorite NHL team. I mean, I have two: Chicago and Vancouver. And probably my favorite is Vancouver, just because I'm from Vancouver and I grew up watching them.
Yeah, and that's so cool. That being your home place that you're from, Vancouver, British Columbia, of course, it's kind of obvious that that would be your favorite team. But would you say that your favorite player is on Vancouver? Or is there a different player that you would say is your favorite NHL player?
I kind of grew up with like watching Patrick Kane. He's probably my favorite player. Just watch.
Yeah, Patty Kane, an electrifying offensive talent, just like yourself. But why would you say that Patty Kane is your favorite NHL player? Just I know that you said you grew up watching him, but there a reason that he is your favorite?
Yeah, I like watching him because he's a smart player and he's obviously really talented offensively, but he also gets things done in the defensive zone. And yeah, he's just a smart player with great hands.
Yeah, great hands. Patty Kane, a magician with the puck. They call him Showtime, right? So that's pretty awesome. But uh, is there a player that you would say you model your game after in the NHL?
Um, Not really. I try to be my own player and try to be kind of by myself, but I think I like the way Patrice Bergeron plays.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
yeah, a great two-way forward for sure. One of the best in the game. He's been one of the best in that aspect for a very long time throughout his career for sure. It's a very good player that if you had to choose who you had to model your game after, that'd be a good pick in Patrice Bergeron. But just I know you're a big hockey guy, obviously. Like that's you pretty much do that all year round. But is there any other sports that you played growing up?
Yeah, I played my second sport was soccer growing up, and that was fun. Just
Yeah,
said
yeah,
a couple years ago.
yeah. Awesome. And would you say that there's there's always a lot of different skills in different sports that you can kind of take and you can kind of translate over into other sports. What would you say that soccer has really helped you in terms of just your development throughout hockey?
I think soccer's helped me like see the field because in soccer like you have to be really open minded and see the field. I think that's helped me through hockey too.
Yeah, and it's really helped your playmaking ability. Of course, you've always been a great playmaker, but you have 56 assists in 33 games so far this year. And yeah, for sure, soccer definitely allows you to see the field in different ways, and it definitely, I think, translates into hockey for sure. Do you and the boys play any Sioux ball before the games at all and warm
Yeah,
up?
yeah. We play that. We play a bunch of soccer in the dome and stuff. Yeah,
That's sweet. Really gets the reflexes going, hey?
yeah, it's great. Yeah,
That's awesome. So, outside of sports, what would you say is your favorite pastime?
I love fishing. I love going on New Orleans and going fishing.
Yeah, you got a cabin that you go to fish, or
Not so much a cabin. Yeah, camping trip. We always go fishing.
oh, nice. Camping trips are always fun, man. I know me and my girlfriend went on one for our first year anniversary last year, and it's always fun to get out into the nature, the wild stuff like that. Do you enjoy that part of camping the most besides the fishing? Is just getting out and just being surrounded by nature?
Yeah. It's great to get away from everything.
That's that's sweet. So, um, I'm a big TV guy to be honest. I've been watching a lot of TV lately, and I don't know how much spare time you have, but you a big TV guy? You watch any TV at all?
Yeah, I watch some TV. Yeah, a little bit.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So, what would you say your favorite TV show is?
Right now, probably All American. It's a good show.
Yeah, I should give that a shot. Never heard about it. What's the premise of the show?
It's about a football player. He's a star football player in high school, and he goes through some challenges.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, football show is always good. Love the sport. Probably probably my top two for one of my favorite sports to watch. But in terms of like movies, you got a favorite movie at all?
Um, I don't really have a favorite movie. I like a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite one.
So which one would you say is one of your favorites?
Um, I mean, Christmas movies are kind of great, so I'd have to say The Grinch.
Yeah. Would you say that I know there's three different Grinches now. Would you say like the OG version, or would you say the Jim
Yeah,
Carrey version, or the Jim Carrey version?
yeah, probably Jim Carrey version.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's awesome. I know that's my girlfriend's favorite Christmas movie, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's an entertaining movie for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so in terms of just what you eat before the game, what would you say your pregame meal is?
Here it kind of changes because we don't really have control over it. Usually the chicken dinners or something along those lines, but we can't really choose what we eat.
Oh, nice. Well, it's nice that you're getting some good
Yeah.
protein in there with the chicken, stuff
Mhm.
like that. But just like in terms of before you got to Shattuck, what was your favorite meal that you would eat before games then?
Probably just chicken and pasta. That's
Chicken
probably
pasta.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good choice. Yeah, you get the protein, the carbs before the game, really load up on that stuff, and it probably translates into a good on ice product for sure. So, in terms of just the one place that you would like to travel to that you haven't already, I know that you've been to a bunch of places during your time here in the States, just traveling with the San Jose Junior Sharks, and just you're going to have a chance to travel to different places this year as well. But what's one place that you haven't traveled to that you'd like to visit one day?
I'd like to go to New York. That seems like a cool city to visit.
Yeah, the Big Apple, a lot of
Yeah,
history there for sure. maybe see the Statue of Liberty. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be awesome. Macklin Celebrini and the Big Apple would be pretty cool. So, just in terms of a lot of hockey memories for you throughout your lifetime, but is there one that you can look at and say, that's my favorite hockey memory?
Probably winning the brick. Winning the brick and when I was 10. That's probably my favorite memory.
Yeah. And we're going to get into that after the break. We're going to go to our first commercial break here in the show. That was Fun Facts with Macklin Celebrini. We're going to get into so much stuff here in today's episode of the Prospect Show. We're going to go to break here real quick on ASTV Productions. I'll be right back with number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy 14U AAA Macklin Celebrini on this edition of the Prospect Show. Welcome back to the Prospect Show. I'm joined now, and I've been joined by Macklin Celebrini, number 17 of the Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy. And I've just been talking to Macklin throughout the first part of this interview just about some fun facts about himself, like his favorite hockey team, favorite hockey player, stuff like that. And he just finished off in that segment about talking about his favorite hockey memory. It was winning the Brick Invitational back in 2015-16, and you guys were stacked that year on that team. You guys ended up going 6-0 before making it to the playoffs, and you guys finished it off in the playoffs by winning the championship. And just how was that team picked? Just how was that team assembled back then?
There were 3 levels of tryouts. We put the first tryouts was obviously the group got smaller as it went on, and then eventually they got to the last cuts and they made the team.
And what was, you talked about how there were different levels of tryouts and stuff like that. Once the team was made, what was the preparation for the tournament like in terms of practices?
We practiced quite a bit together through the spring, and then we went to a couple tournaments over the spring to different places just to play and get used to each other.
And do you remember how those tournaments went? How long it took for you guys to, well, I'll start off with this, just how those tournaments went.
The first tournament I think was a little rocky, but I think as we played more and more tournaments together, we got to get used to each other and get some chemistry.
Yeah, and a lot of skilled players on that team. You had 4 points in 6 games played in the games to get to the playoffs, and not putting up your usual insane amount of points back then. But was it because you were more in that shutdown role because of that? For the reasoning for you not getting as many points?
I was in the tournament. I played as a defenseman. And yeah,
No.
I don't think that's a big factor, but yeah, that could be.
So what was that like getting switched over from you're usually a forward to playing defenseman?
Well, I was playing as a defenseman the year before that, so it wasn't a big change. And then the year after that, I switched back to forward.
Nice. So just the type of player you are now where you're so talented offensively, it's clear that you started off as a defenseman and really were able to build that good game in the D zone. But do you feel like having those years of playing defenseman early on really has benefited you as a player now?
Yeah. I think it's just again helped me see the ice, coming up the ice. I feel like it's really helped me like with passing and lots of lots of hockey IQ stuff.
What was the experience like of just being able to play in that tournament where the crowds were massive, most likely, and just you got to play in front of scouts too, I'm assuming, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Not sure, but just what was that like playing in front of just crowds that you guys played in front of, just the atmosphere of that tournament?
Um, I it was quite a while ago, so I can't really remember what I was thinking. But yeah, it was pretty cool because that was the first time like people actually came to see us.
And after you guys ended up winning, I know that you said that it's a long time ago. You can't really remember exactly all the details, but I'm sure that you remember what it was like just when that final buzzer went and or that final horn went and you guys were crowned champions. Just the experience of winning a championship like that so early on. Just take me back to that feeling that you guys were feeling when you won the championship.
Yeah, I think that was just pure joy and happiness. It was a great feeling. It was finally after a long tournament just to win.
What did you, because it's a long time ago, you might not remember much, but what do you take away from the experience of playing in a tournament like that?
Well, obviously there's some more pressure in that tournament. Even though we were young, there's some pressure. So I think it helped me like understand how to play with pressure and succeed.
Yeah, and you guys faced a lot of pressure, of course, going up in a tournament like that, and you've had a chance to play in other tournaments as well throughout your lifetime. You think playing in tournaments like that, playing in pressure situations like that has really helped you benefit as a person in terms of the mental side of things?
Yeah, I think it has helped me. Yeah, it benefited me a lot just playing in those situations.
Well, we're going to go to our second commercial break in the show now. We're going to come back with Macklin and just talk about his time with the North Shore Winter Club. And then later on in the interview, we're going to dive more into his time with the San Jose Junior Sharks, as well as his time this year with Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy. I'm your host, Graeme Forsyth, of this edition of the Prospect Show. We'll be right back with first word from one of our sponsors here on ASTV Productions.
Making the world a better place is always a work in progress, because our idea of success is not an endpoint. It's a new milestone from which we can move forward. As industries rise and new technologies take shape, we're committed to keeping pace, to ensuring our innovations are shared and our journeys celebrated, even as we set our sights on where to go next. This is how we live, how we learn, how we grow. Red River College, what we're doing is working.
Back here on the Prospect Show with Macklin Celebrini, number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy, their 14U AAA squad. And I've just been talking to Macklin about just his favorite hockey memory, the Brick Invitational back in 2015-16, where they ended up winning that championship. He was on the BC Junior Canucks, and we started off talking to Macklin about just his some fun facts about Macklin, and it was really cool just hearing about who his favorite team was, his favorite player, who he tries to model his game after. He says that he tries to be his own player, which I thought was pretty awesome. But we're going to move now into your time with North Shore Winter Club, and that's a team that you said you played on throughout your whole hockey life until just switching over to moving into the States to play with the San Jose Junior Sharks. But just starting off with this question, what exactly is the North Shore Winter Club?
Northern, it's a club in Vancouver. It used to be really good. It's a really good hockey club.
Yeah, and you said that you guys had a lot of success there. You ended up winning one championship, went to provincials many times, but just when did you end up starting to play with that North Shore Winter Club program?
I started when I was really young. Like just throughout my career, kind of went through the steps with them. Obviously, played Adam and TOVI there until I moved.
Nice. And you said that there was one season where you started off playing defense. So did you start off as a defenseman?
Yeah, I started off in Adam, the first year in Adam as a defenseman, and played defense for a couple years, and then switched to forward my first year Q.
Why did you feel that them switching you to forward was the right move for that team back then?
I mean, it was kind of a mutual decision, but I feel like just learning both positions is really good for your game. I feel like they're they obviously care about development and how the players develop through the year.
Now, talking about development, how would you say that you developed early on? Like, what parts of your game really stood out early on?
Um, I mean, I feel like I I have a hockey IQ that I feel like that's one of my strengths that I think I've had throughout my career.
And there's always a lot of strengths in players' games, but there's always going to be a bit of weakness. It's never going to be a perfect game out there in terms of your skill set. Which parts of your game would you say took a bit more time to develop?
Probably like hands in my shot. That probably took a little bit longer to develop, and my skating especially.
Yeah, and I'd say that now those strengths are probably some of your biggest from what I've seen. Just your skating ability is unreal. Your edges, your speed, your shot, you got a quick release, and your hands are pretty unreal. Every highlight that you sent me has been pretty sensational highlight reel goals, which is awesome. But um you're listed now as 5'11", 180. Were you always on the bigger side of things growing up, or did it take a bit more time for you to kind of hit your growth spurt?
No, I've always been. I feel like I've always been a bigger kid, but playing up, it's kind of evened out a little bit.
And throughout your time at North Shore, how important was the off ice training of things, like that side of things?
Uh, sure. I didn't really do any off ice stuff. Mostly just playing on ice.
When did you decide that it was time for you to start focusing on the off ice side of things?
A little bit into last year or through the junior shark, but start focusing on it a lot through quarantine.
And how have you found that that's benefited your game out on the ice, just from the off ice training side of things?
I feel like it's helped me protect the puck and really like just mostly leg strength, which has helped me with my skating, just strength on the ice.
And you guys, as I mentioned, were always a strong team. It seems like you guys always seem to be going to provincials, like you said. You experienced going to provincials a lot. You ended up winning one championship in terms of like a league championship with North Shore. But what made these North Shore teams so good?
I feel like the development of the coaches were really good and helped me a lot. And I feel like they did the same for the other kids that went there.
And could you speak about just what the coaches did for your development as a player during your time there at North Shore?
They taught me how to play a team first game, and they also taught me like little things along the way, like where I should be, and just simple things about the game that I won't forget.
Let's move into your 2018-19 season. You told me in regular season and playoff games, you put up 98 goals, 107 assists, and 60 games played. Just having a season like that, obviously your game was starting to come together pretty nicely. Maybe you had even crazier amounts of stats in the seasons prior, but you said that you could only remember your stats from that season there. But what went into that type of year that you had that year to put up as many goals and assists as you did?
I feel like just obviously that team. I had a lot of support, and I love my teammates 'cause they helped me out a lot. But I feel like just working on the details of my game, just working on just specific things, to just help me succeed.
And before the season, it was your last year with North Shore. Did you know that that was your last season playing for that club before the season started?
Yeah, yeah. Before the season started, I knew that was my last year playing with them.
And why did you make that decision to move away from your home to going to playing in the States?
My dad got a job in San Francisco, and he went down the year prior, and then he brought us down after that year. And
Nice. So you had a chance to move away from your hometown, but still get to stay with family. How important was that for you in your first year with San Jose when you made that transition?
yeah, it was really important. I don't think I could have done it without them there. Yeah, it was tough, but we got there.
And how much have your parents meant to you throughout your life as not only a person but a hockey player?
They gave me everything. They helped me so much. They've really supported me in whatever I've done. They really they keep looking out for me, keep helping me in whatever way they can.
Let's move back into the last season you had with the North Shore Winter Club. The amount of points you put up were exceptional, but what was it like just for you playing on the line that you did throughout that season, and how that really helped your success?
Um, the lines kind of got switched up a little bit, but um, it was good. I played with Carson Watch and Koji Davidson in '07, and it was really good. They're two very talented players that really helped me.
Yeah, Carson Latch, an exceptional hockey player as well. Pretty sure that he's eligible to enter the WHL draft this season, which is awesome. But moving into just when you were playing with those guys, Carson and just the line mates in general that you played with, how did you feel that you were able to really fit with them and really create as much as you did out there?
I mean, our coach always was honest about playing a team game, playing really unselfish. So I feel like with all of us having that mindset, it really helped the line have some success and obviously win some games.
What would you say the biggest strength of the team was as a whole that season?
Um, we were just very tight. We did everything together. Our team chemistry was really good.
Do you find that the more you've played hockey, a big part of hockey is just being tight with your teammates, not only off the ice in the dressing room, but like off the ice, just hanging out and stuff like that. Do you think that that's probably one of the biggest reasons why the teams that you've played on have been so successful is just building that tight knit relationship?
Yeah, I feel like that's really important. Just being with the guys and building a really strong relationship so that you'll do anything for them on the ice.
And for you that season, just what was the biggest part of your game that stood out?
Um, I can't really remember the season very well, but I feel like just working with my teammates and just playing unselfish was probably the biggest reason that I had that success.
You were the captain of the team that year. Was that your first time wearing the C?
Yes, that was the first time.
So what was that experience like, being able to wear a letter like that and to be named a leader with, the team you were playing on?
Is definitely different, just having that role and having that responsibility to the team.
How would you describe yourself as a leader out there?
I feel like I lead by example. I try to do everything I can to help the team win and play as unselfish as I can.
And moving into playoffs, you told me how the playoffs worked, how it was single elimination between 16 teams until Final Four in your district, then top two teams ended up going to provincials, and in the Final Four, you played every team at least once. Just you ended up losing in the league finals that year, but could you speak about just the journey you guys went on in the playoffs to get to the point you guys went to?
Yeah, that was a crazy experience. We through the single game elimination, that was very hard, and then through the final four, that was tough as well. And it was different that year because three teams from our district were able to go because one was hosting it, so they got an automatic bye. So we actually lost in the we actually came third, and we got bye to provincial.
Oh, I guess that worked out. Hey, I mean, you guys lose in the league playoffs, but you guys end up getting a chance to go to the provincials. So, which was pretty awesome. You guys didn't end up winning in the provincials, but what was that whole experience like of just playing in your final provincials that year?
That was very very cool. Just all of it from the intense games to being with the team and having that experience.
And do you remember how you guys ended up finishing in the provincials?
We came third. We lost to our rivals, our club rivals, our new winter club, in the game to go to the finals.
And what was that like, playing a game like that where you guys have a chance to make it to the finals, but you guys are going up against a rival? I'm sure that the feeling before the game was a lot different because you have a chance to go to the provincials and you're going up against your rival. Just what was that experience like?
Yeah, that was crazy. It was a very very fun game to play. It was a tough way to end, but
And you ended up being named an all-star in the provincials. Just from the highlights I watched, you were sensational. It seems like you're creating every shift, and in those highlights, obviously, because it's a highlight reel, but you're sensational. Just once again, your speed, your edge work, your shot, your ability to create with your hands, just the biggest parts of your game that stood out. But what do you think went into you having the type of provincials that you did?
um, thank you. I feel like just the work before that. Uh, yeah, I put in a lot of work throughout that season. It felt really good for it to pay off.
After finishing your last season with North Shore, just so many years that you've spent playing there, your whole life playing there, in terms of just you playing on a winter club team. Just what do you take away from your years and your time of playing with this North Shore Winter Club squad?
Yeah, it was very fun. A lot of great memories with that club. And,
Is there a favorite memory that you can think of?
probably the one time we won our league. That was probably we beat our rivals in the finals, and that was probably my favorite moment.
Yeah, always awesome to beat a rival any day, but beating them in the finals is even more special for sure. So we're going to go to the third commercial break in the show now. I'm with Macklin Celebrini, number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Academy. We'll be right back in just a moment here. We're going to hear from another one of our sponsors here on this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. We'll be back in just a moment. Back here on the Prospect Show with the number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy, Macklin Celebrini, and Macklin is first season with the program this year. We're going to dive in now to his time with the San Jose Junior Sharks from last season, his first year moving to the States to play hockey. I've just been talking to Macklin about just some fun facts about himself near the start of the interview, just touched a bit on the Shattuck St. Mary's switch and just the San Jose Junior Sharks, but we're going to dive into that more now. And we also talked about his time with North Shore Winter Club in the last segment. And now, like I said, we're going to move into his time last season where he ended up playing with the San Jose Junior Sharks in the 14U AAA division. And just you said early on that the reason that you ended up moving out to the States was because of your dad getting a job, and then you moved out with your mom, and I'm not sure if you had other family members, but you ended up moving with the rest of your family to join your dad there. Just what was it like adjusting from moving away from your home city, your home province of BC, and just your home city of Vancouver?
It's definitely different to move to a different city and a different country, but kind of got used to it within the first month or two, and it was definitely an adjustment though.
And you had a chance to get to meet some new people, your teammates. And, you joined a team that from their 13U program, players that moved up from there were 12 of them that moved up, and 2 of them came from the 14U AA program. But what was that like getting to know the teammates that you got to know?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. There, I still talk to them, and it's definitely a bond I created for life.
And the routine from Shattuck to your time playing with San Jose, I'm assuming is different, but how different was your day-to-day routine last year?
It's quite different. Just the times I skated and when I got my school done, all that is quite different.
And could you speak about just the types of teams you got to play that year? I feel like you guys played teams from all around the country, correct?
Yeah, we played tournaments all around the country, and then we even played some Vancouver teams.
Nice. So you still got to play some teams from your hometown, which is pretty awesome. But how much traveling did the team do in that season?
Uh, Quite a bit. Pretty much every single one of our games was a travel.
So, what would you say was the favorite place that you traveled to play hockey last year?
Probably going back to Burnaby. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome, and a lot of change for you traveling to so many places. Just how would you say that those experiences really helped you develop as an individual?
Um, they were just as a challenge, and every trip was different. Playing in different places against new teams, it definitely helped.
Was there a rink that that was marked on the schedule that you were the most excited to play at?
We played at the Seattle Thunderbirds arena, um, and that was really cool playing in the stadium.
That's pretty unreal. What was it like just being able to see that stadium firsthand?
It was really cool. It was definitely a different experience, but yeah, it was super cool.
Let's talk about your season you had in the 14U AAA division and 54 games played. You had 49 goals, 45 assists, 94 points. You led the team in points by 22, by a 22-point margin. Second most points on the team was Sean Rios. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. My apologies if I got that wrong. But you led the team in goals, led the team in assists, led the league in points, second in goals, fourth in assists. Just for you to be able to come into an environment like you came into and to produce like that, just how did you feel you were able to come in and do what you did in that season last year?
I feel like just getting close with my teammates and obviously using them was very helpful. Just yeah, I feel like building chemistry with teammates is important.
And you had a monstrous year last year, putting up 94 points in 54 games. But near the start of the year, did it take a bit of time for you to get going on the score sheet?
Yeah, the first couple games it was tough. It was just playing year up. It was a lot more physical and it was a different game. And yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to.
So you'd say those were the biggest differences that you noticed because, of course, you were playing an age level up as an underage player on that team. Would you say that just getting used to the physicality stuff like that was the biggest things that you had to get used to and kind of figure it out?
Yeah, thinking faster. Yeah, just making plays faster is definitely one of the harder things to get used to.
How would you say that the season last year really helped for your development as a player?
I feel like just learning a different game because I've been bigger throughout my career, but last year is different playing against kids that were bigger and stronger. So I had to learn a new game.
And you've shown me two highlight reel goals that you've scored, which were phenomenal. But would you say, because you scored a lot of goals last year, 49 goals in 54 games, how would you say that most of your goals were scored last year?
Um, I'm not too sure. It was a variety of different
Yeah.
situations in different areas.
And a big thing that I've noticed is your ability to really score off the rush is something that's stood out the most. Could you speak about just how you've been able to do that throughout your time? Would you say that it's been years of development for you to be able to be so effective as you are on the rush?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I've worked on with a couple coaches. And yeah, I feel like it's taken a little while to get good at it.
And in terms of your playmaking ability, you've spoken about how your hockey IQ has helped you so much throughout your career. But how would you describe yourself as a playmaker out there?
I feel like just just working the puck with my teammates, just keeping in the puck it's a big it helps everybody.
And how did the team end up doing last year? Like how you guys placed throughout the whole league?
Um, uh, we uh, we qualified for districts. We played states, qualified for districts, and then lost in the finals to the Junior Kings.
Could you talk about what that journey was like for you and your team last year and how you guys were able to make it so far?
Yeah, it was just we really trusted each other. We really played together. Felt like that helped us a lot.
And you'd say that a big reason of your guys' success was not only the talent that you guys had, but just how close you guys became as a group and to trusting each other.
Yeah. We also had some talent on that team.
Yeah, lots of talent. Could you were the lines set the same throughout the year? Or were there a lot of adjustments throughout the lineup?
There were a lot of adjustments just with kids getting hurt. There were lots of movement in the line.
How was that like for you guys as a team to deal with those changes of just teammates going down with injury and just adjusting to that?
It's tough when a teammate gets injured, but I feel like it happens. You just gotta do what you have to do to just adjust and keep moving forward.
And did you get injured at all last season, or did you have a healthy season?
I got injured before the season, which was lucky, but yeah, I didn't get injured much throughout the season.
And what was the injury that you suffered?
I hurt my shoulder.
How did you end up dealing with just the process of getting back to 100% throughout that time?
It was a process, but it wasn't too long because it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it was tough.
From after the season ended, coming off that finals loss, just looking back at the year that you had, what did you take away the most from the season that you had with San Jose?
It was a lot of fun. Probably took away just how important like just playing and using your teammates is because we couldn't have had the success that we had without everyone working together.
Well, we're going to move into the final commercial break of this segment. We might go to one more after to end off the show, but I'm going to be back with Macklin to talk about his time this year with the Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy in just a moment here on the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. But first, a word from one of our lovely sponsors.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Back here on the Prospect Show for this final segment in today's episode with number 17 of Shattuck St. Mary's Hockey Academy, Macklin Celebrini. Macklin wears number 17 for Shattuck this season. And I was just talking to Macklin in the last segment about his time moving to the States last year to play with the San Jose Junior Sharks. And this season, Macklin is third on the team in points with 88 points in 33 games. The leading point getters on the team ahead of him is Cole Iserman and Aiden Park, and a fantastic, talented team this year, offensively powered, good defensively in games sometimes, as you guys have, gotten 284 goals for in total this year, 90 goals against in those games that you've played. So you guys, pretty solid offensively, but just could you speak about what it was like for you to make your decision to join this Shattuck team this season, from moving away from San Jose to moving to Minnesota to pursue this?
Obviously, it's a pretty cool opportunity because Shattuck St. Mary's it's a great program. The development is just one to none. It's pretty great.
Yeah. And how did this opportunity present itself for you to be able to join this team?
We heard about it a little bit before winter break last year. I visited last December. Kind of went from there. Took care of itself.
Yeah, and you're joining a hockey school who've had players like Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon play there. So how cool is it knowing that you're joining a school, or where you were joining a school where players like this have came out of the different programs from Shattuck?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience. And So it's pretty cool how you can see how players have developed and came out here and succeeded.
And could you speak about just the conversations you had with just the coaching staff and just the staff in general in the school before you decided to take your talents here?
Yeah, we had a couple conversations and they're super nice and they're just presented it as another opportunity, a place to develop my game.
How was it like transitioning with the COVID guidelines in the States?
It's okay. It's not. I mean, I've heard it's a lot different here when these COVID guidelines aren't here, but yeah, I think it'll be much better next year.
Yeah, and you know, I know in Manitoba there's no leagues being played. That's the province where I'm from. Saskatchewan shut down all their games. Hockey Alberta shut down all their games. I'm not sure about any of the other provinces. I don't think Ontario's played games. I don't think anyone here in Canada is playing games in minor leagues right now. So for you this season to be able to get this opportunity to get games in when it's your WHL draft year, just how important do you think it is for you to be playing these games this year to continue your development?
Yeah, we're very lucky and very fortunate to be able to play and we haven't been shut down yet, but it could happen. And just gotta play every game like it's your last.
And you said that you've enjoyed the structure of the day-to-day routine you have here at Shattuck. Could you go into depth about what exactly your daily routine looks like?
Usually we have either a skate or a workout in the morning, and then we have school, and then in the afternoon we either have a skate or a workout before our practice.
How long did it take for you to adjust to this whole process of just doing the day-to-day things here at Shattuck?
It took a couple weeks just to get used to the routine and just get into a routine to help you.
And do your parents made the move out with you?
No, they came with us to drop us off, me and my brother, but they're staying in San Jose.
How's that been just transitioning from moving away from your parents?
It was tough first, but I mean it's gonna happen sooner than later, so I think it's better to get used to it now.
And so you live on campus?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what's that been like? Just I'm assuming that everybody on the team lives in the same campus. Just what's that been like? Just experiencing the campus lifestyle.
It's super cool being with your team. We all dorm together, so it's super cool just being with them like 24/7.
Do you feel like the opportunities that you've had to bond with them, with being with them 24/7, has made this team closer than it could have been at the start?
For sure, yeah. It's that could have definitely helped.
You guys are 31-2 right now. Only dropped one game, and that was back on September 25th, where you lost to the MN Blades 8-5. You guys came in undefeated in that game. So, first loss of the season, you know, definitely tough when you lose, but you guys haven't done much of that this year. Just what went wrong in that game for you guys to drop that one and for it to go in the Blades' favor?
I think just simple mistakes, and obviously they're a very good team, and they they outplayed us, and we just made a few too many mistakes in the defensive zone, and we couldn't really bear it in the offensive zone.
You guys have blown teams out this year. but you guys have also played in close games, and just being able to pull these games off so early on in your season before like working your way up to getting to the point where you guys are preparing for playoffs. How important do you think that these close games are going to be for you guys going forward?
I feel like they're really important for us right now, just to learn to take adversity and play through the really tight 3-2 games and come through with the winner.
And would you say that even though you guys got the skill, being able to pull off these close games show that there's a lot of fight in this group?
Yeah. I feel like our team we won't give up. We'll keep with it and we'll fight to the end now.
Moving into the showcase games that you guys have played this year, just you've had a chance to experience showcase games last year. How different is a showcase game compared to a regular season game?
To be honest, not much different. It's just more compact into a single weekend, but yeah, it's not much different.
And you're gonna have a chance to travel to Plymouth, Michigan next week, Chicago next month. How excited are you and your teammates to be able to go out and travel to some different places this year?
Yeah, we're super excited. We haven't been able to really travel much this year, but yeah, we're super excited to go travel and have some bus rides.
For you, you've put up 88 points in 33 games, 32 goals, 56 assists, third on the team in points, second in assists. How do you think that getting the experience of playing in this league last year as an underage player has really benefited you into your success this season?
Um, Obviously last year it was super tough to succeed with who I was playing against, and I feel like last year was a good preparation for this year.
And have the lines been changing up a lot this season?
Yeah, they've been mixing around quite a bit.
So the lines that you've been able to play on this year, how do you feel is what do you feel that you've been able to bring to the lines that you've played on this year?
I feel like I've just been able to. I mean, I try to work together and us moving the puck in the zone will really help us and benefit all of us.
You're putting up more assists than goals this year. 56 assists compared to your 32 goals. Just talking about you as a playmaker, talking about your hockey IQ. Just could you speak about how you've developed as a playmaker throughout your years of hockey to where you're at now?
I feel like just making plays and just playing a team game it'll really help the team and help the team succeed, which is the goal.
You had 49 goals last year. You have 32 goals this year. Your shot, it seems like it's getting better every year. What would you say has been the biggest differences you've noticed in your shot this season?
I just feel like you're always trying to get better at everything, keep working on stuff. But I feel like just keep working on like my shot with like the quick release and obviously the power behind it and obviously hitting the net.
Could you speak about one part of your game that has always kind of needed some work that's really been uh, beneficial to your game this season?
Um, my skating has always since since I started. It's always needed work. And I feel like I'm starting to work on it more and more, and I feel like I can still get a lot better at it. But it's getting better.
And a thing that I've noticed is your hands are unbelievable. It seems like you're probably not thinking about it on the ice, but calculate a defender's disadvantages and take advantage of them. And you're also able to open up a defender with not only your skating ability. I know that you say that still needs some work, but your skating ability, in my opinion, is something that really stands out when I watch you. And just that paired with your hands, you're able to look for opportunities to open up a defender. So could you speak about just the development of your hands throughout the years and how they are now?
Yeah, just when I played as a defenseman, hands aren't a big deal, so it kind of became one of my weaknesses. I've definitely tried to work on it. Still feel like I need to work on them, but I feel like they're also getting better.
Yeah, and you're never going to be satisfied with your hands and your skills in general, right? There's always stuff that you can improve on. There's always room to improve. But what about your two-way game this season? I know that you have a background of being a defenseman. You ended up moving into forward, and just your ability as a two-way forward, it seems like that's something that might be a strength of yours along with the hockey IQ. But can you talk about yourself as a two-way forward this year compared to other years?
Yeah, I feel like it's always been part of my game to play 200 feet and take care of the defensive zone so that we can have some more offensive zone because playing in the offensive zone is a lot more fun.
You're playing against Chicago Mission tonight. You got two other games against them this weekend. Your last game was last Saturday where you guys won 11-2. So coming off a big win, just first off, how did you do in that 11-2 game just for you on the stat sheet?
To be honest, I can't remember. Just focusing on the next game.
Focusing on the next one. I like what I'm hearing, Macklin. That's awesome. But coming off a huge win like that, you guys are riding high coming into this game tonight against Chicago Mission. How have you guys been preparing after a game like that, just from the week of preparation to preparing for this game?
We're just cleaning up our systems and just cleaning up some details in our game that need some work just to be sure we can finish off these 3 games.
Nice. And yeah, the last question I'm going to ask you, you guys are having a great season so far this year. What place are you guys in?
First.
First place. So first place team, guys coming in, riding high off an 11-2 win coming into this game tonight. Just before I actually ask the final question, just have you guys had a chance to play Chicago Mission this year yet?
No, we haven't.
Have you guys been able to kind of get to know their styles from just kind of, do you guys watch film on teams at all?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of research. A couple of the kids on my team used to play against them a lot, so pretty familiar with them.
So what do you guys think is going to be the biggest factor into you guys getting the win, not only tonight, but during the games this weekend?
I feel like just playing our game fast, simple, just keep moving the puck and just playing our game because we can do that.
So now we're going to ask the final question, or I'm going to ask the final question, is that you guys are first place this year. You guys are having an exceptional season so far. Seems like you guys could go all the way this year with the type of talent you have, of course, with guys like Cole Eiserman and Aiden Park. Just for you as a team, what would you say that, well, for you as an individual, what is the goal for you moving forward this season?
Obviously, just keep getting better every game and just keep working on things that you need to work on. Obviously, the goal is to make it to the nationals and obviously win. That'd probably be the goal.
Well, right on, Macklin. It seems like you guys got the team to do it, and I wish you guys all the best moving into the later parts of your season here. Good luck tonight against Chicago Mission. Hopefully you guys can come out with a win, not only tonight, but in the 2 games this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to let you go, man. And after the break, Macklin's going to be gone, but I'll be back for some final words on this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Stick with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. This is going to mark the end of tonight's episode. Special shout out to Macklin Celebrini for joining me on tonight's episode as my guest. Special thanks to you, the viewer, for tuning into tonight's episode, and also a special shout out to all the sponsors who sponsored tonight's episode. I'll be back on the network for the Prospect Show next Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time on ASTV Productions on Facebook, Amateur Sports TV on YouTube, and also on our website at astvproductions.com. I've been your host of the Prospect Show, Graeme Forsyth, signing off now. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Have a good one. Stay safe out there, and also stay warm, or if the weather is nice where you are, go out and enjoy that beautiful weather. And until next time, I'll see you later.